good. That alone are worthy, that are worthy of my praise today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Josephine Eyang, a content creator based in Douala, Cameroon. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a counselor by profession, and this channel is all about parenting, relationship, marriage, counseling, lifestyle, vlogs, and more. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for clicking back. If you're here for your first time, please hit the subscribe button and join the Fix It family, and let's roll, guys. In today's topic, in our content for today, I want us to look at how criticism can tear your relationship apart. So guys, don't go anywhere, stay right there, and let's get into the matter of today. Criticism is when your partner focuses more on the flaws, ignoring the strength. Please ignore the noise from my background. I am in a couple where children are just, it's holidays in Cameroon, so please, I cannot control this noise anymore. I have tried. I don't even know how to go about it, but let's just go. Criticism, like I said, it is when your partner focuses more on your flaws, ignoring the strengths. When you do a small mistake, when you do something that is not good, they focus more on that thing, ignoring all the positive things that you can actually do. And so constant criticism in a relationship is not encouraging. It's not constructive, because it doesn't inspire the other person. Instead, leaves them feeling down, feeling not good enough, and that can actually tear the relationship apart. Now, usually when your partner focuses on the negative aspect and not really providing any useful solution that can help improve you, it appears as if they are just attacking you. It seems like it's a fight. Sometimes they may even be doing it with a genuine intention, but what just causes the whole problem, what makes it go wrong, is the manner, the approach with which they do it. Because if you are correcting somebody, or you actually want somebody to change, there is no need for you to make that person feel like the person is not good enough, to make that person feel like they I don't know how I can put it, but then the whole thing will appear as if you are attacking that person's character, you are condemning that person, you are judging that person, and it's not good for relationships. Your partner should be that person you feel very free, very comfortable, very okay to make a mistake and approach them, because they will say, no, it's okay, it was a mistake, you have more than this, you can do more, but then this one just happened. I think this is what you should have done. I think this is what you ought to have done. Maybe next time in this kind of situation, when this comes up, this is what you should do. It should not be, why should you do this? This is what you always do. I think I've talked to you about this. We talked about it last time, and you are still doing the same thing. I don't know how I'm going to. It all just appears as if it's a fight, and it's not helping that relationship in any way. Instead, it is going to tear that relationship apart. And each time your partner attacks you in a way of correcting you, it ends up presenting him like the all-knowing. He presents himself like the perfect one, like he doesn't make any mistake at all. And no one is perfect. No one is without mistakes. No one at all. So each time you present yourself to correcting your partner for this or that, start by appreciating what they did before coming down to say, okay, this one, I think you should have done it this way. But just attacking and throwing insults and using those sarcastic words is just going to tear your relationship apart. It is going to gradually tear your relationship apart. The most amazing part of it is that these people who are very critical in relationship may not even be aware of it. They sometimes do it without being conscious that this is what they are actually doing. But I want us to look at some reasons or the signs that shows that you are being critical in a relationship. There are positive criticisms. This particular criticism I'm talking about that can tear a relationship is the one that comes to attack. I love being criticized. Like, I can actually do something and I say, use a critical eye with no favoritism, or don't just look at it and tell me that this is how it is, tell me the truth about it. But now when criticism comes out as an attack, it makes you feel down. One of the signs that shows that this person is being critical in a relationship is when they try to be a perfectionist. Like, you don't accept mistakes. I keep saying no one is without mistakes. Even people who have PhD, doctorate degrees, all the kind of qualifications you can talk of, they still make mistakes even till now. And so you should learn to accept people that, okay, they can make these mistakes, and we talk about it and do the corrections in a loving manner, not judging, not asking questions, not saying this is not you of all people, this is not what you should be doing. Those things are just helping to break your relationship, because it's not helping that person in any way. And no one loves to be in a relationship where they are constantly being judged. And so criticism is one of those things that tears most relationships apart. Sometimes when you ask one main reason why people end up separating or divorcing in relationships, the very first thing that comes to most people is lack of communication. Communication actually is very vital in all relationships. But then there are things that happen to cause the communication to drop, and one of which I'm here to talk about is criticism. Criticism is that one thing that if you don't address in your relationship, it is going to completely tear your relationship apart one day. I talked about being perfectionist. Yeah, one of the major signs of someone who is critical in a relationship is that they tend to be perfectionists. They portray themselves. They don't, even to themselves. Sometimes it's not done only to your partner. You don't accept mistakes. You try as much as you can to appear in all situations like that all-knowing, that perfect person. And so that is one of the reasons why you keep criticizing things in your partner. And the other thing is that they find faults. They get easily angry. Yes, they feel easily insulted by things that their partner do. Like they view their surrounding as, they pay more attention on what people around them will say because of what their partner did. I don't know if you get the point, but one of the signs, the major signs that shows that you are very critical is that your partner may make a mistake and you judge the whole thing to being that every other person around you is judging you because of what your partner did. And so you tend to be too critical about anything that happens. That's one of the signs. Another one is that you see just the mistakes, you see just the flaws rather than the positive things. You focus more. That's one of the signs that you are being too critical in a relationship. You focus all your attention on the mistakes and not the positive sides of it. Yeah, somebody can be 90% positive in their behavior, in the way they do things and all that, but if they are 10% negative or limited in this thing, your attention is being focused on that 10% and not the 90%. That is a sign to show that you are very critical in a relationship. And if you don't work on it, it's just going to tear your relationship apart. People become too critical in relationship for the following reasons. One, they want to always be in control. Yeah, you are being too critical in your relationship because you want to always be on top. You want to always be in control. Two, you want things to always be done your way. You are used to having things done your way, and so you don't consider the other person. You think that this person should change into who they are and just be you, which sometimes is very difficult. And in relationships, it is good to accept this person, accept your partner for who they are. talk about mistakes, talk about misunderstandings, and propose solutions. We are two different individuals. We cannot be the same, despite the fact that we are in a relationship. So you should learn to let people have things their way. Learn to go along sometimes with their own choices. Things must not be done your way all the time. So one of the reasons why people get too critical in relationships is because they are used to having things done their way. And so when they meet someone now who wants to do things their own way, they become too critical. They criticize everything. And that is the major reason why people become too critical in relationships. And like I said, if you don't pay attention to this, if you don't see it as a problem to address in your relationship, it's just going to be one of those things that will make you unable to keep a relationship. Another reason why people become too critical in a relationship is because they worry too much about what people will say about them or about their partner. And so in order to protect their self-image, they become just too critical. They see it like their self-identity is being judged by what their partner does. And so anything that your partner does, you worry yourself too much about what will people say, what would they be looking at me as, what would they be thinking, and all that just makes you become too critical in a relationship, which most often is not even the case. Who is without mistakes in this world? So why will you just be judging things happening around you to define you? Why? That's one reason why people get too critical in relationships, because they are trying to protect their self-image, in turn hurting their partner, and it's just going to tear the relationship apart. You feel overly responsible. You feel responsible for your partner's action, and so because you cannot really have things your way, you become critical. In a way of correcting your partner, it becomes hurtful. You just become angry. You just see it as, no, why should it be like this? It ought to have been like this. Then, in a way of correcting this person, since you feel hurt, you don't know how to bring it out now in love. It tends hurting your partner. It tends just tearing things apart. And so please, if you have watched this video up to this point and there is anything, maybe the signs to show that you are being too critical in a relationship, or some of these reasons I have mentioned are kind of identifying yourself with it, it's time for you to sit up. It's time for you to try and work on it and see that you can keep a healthy relationship, because continuous criticism in relationships are not constructive, and they will end up just breaking or tearing your relationship apart. Mama Fix It, as always, bringing you educative contents on relationship, marriage, counseling, lifestyle, vlogs, and more. Like I mentioned earlier, please support by liking the video, subscribe, share to others, let it get as far as possible, and please don't go away without liking the video. See you in my next one.